So good afternoon, everyone here live in Anaheim and those watching virtually. My name is Burton Kelso, and I had to look behind me because earlier I almost fell off the stage at one of my presentations. I was close, but didn't make it happen. So anyway, to give you a little bit of information about me, I'm known as the technology expert. My whole goal is opening people up to a whole new world of ideas and experiences through the use of technology. I'm a TED speaker. I'm a national TV, or I should say international TV tech expert. I've been on TV on stations all across the globe and radio stations all across the globe. And what else do I do? Oh, I own a technology services company based out of the great old, good old Kansas City area. Go Chiefs, right? That's right. Yes, go Chiefs. So anyway, this session isn't about me. It's about you and what the heck you're going to do with social media. I've got a secret to share with you guys. Are you ready? I hate social media. Show of hands. Come on, yeah. Everyone here hate it? I hate it with a passion because it's almost like a second jobby job, meaning that you not only have to work with your buyers and sellers, you also have to make sure that you're staying consistent on social media. And it is a pain in the you-know-what. But I get over that pain by trying to set up a 30-day social media calendar. Now, I'm really good at social media. So in the beginning stages, I was creating a social media calendar. But there is so much going on in my life that I always have content that I can post to social media. And I know that may not be the case with you, but I guarantee you that you're going to get to that point in the next 30 days because I'm going to give you some actionable tips that you can actually walk out of here and use in order to help you stay more consistent on social media. Because with social media, it's not about marketing and selling. Everyone understands that, correct? You can't market on social media. Social media is about building relationships and making sure that if you work with a buyer or seller, that they're going to continue to work with you as they go through the progression of purchasing homes or selling their home. Just shout it out. What is the average amount of time that goes between an interaction with the buyer or seller when they're coming to you to help them? Isn't it 7 years? Am I right? Or sometimes it can be longer. But what is going to make that buyer and seller contact you? It is the relationship that you build. It's awesome that you are part of a real estate brokerage, but your brokerage title alone is not going to help you sell homes or help people purchase homes. It is your relationship that you create. And when we're talking about creating a social media calendar, it's about how you are going to create and maintain those relationships in order to keep things going so that they continue to work with you for as long as you are in business and as long as you are alive. Now, a couple of quick rules as far as this presentation is concerned. There is no such thing as stupid questions. So feel free to shoot your hand up and ask here in Anaheim and those of you virtually. You can't raise your little invisible computer hands, but there's a question button that you can click on, and I'll be monitoring questions here and virtually. Also, I know one that I want to bring up. How many of you are on LinkedIn? I'm going to show you a cool trick. Does anyone here familiar with the LinkedIn QR code? Everyone's looking at me like, what the heck are you talking about, Burton? Pretty darn simple. So let's pull out our smartphones. And if you have the LinkedIn app on your phone, I want you to open it. Once you have LinkedIn open, let's go ahead and click on the search option in LinkedIn. Once you click on search, you should see a QR code in I had to figure out which direction. My right hand, so that would be your right too. I don't know why that was so hard to figure out, right? Stupid me. But this is what you should see on your screen. Is everyone viewing this? See the QR code? Someone said no. I'm going to make you come on stage if you can't find your QR code. We'll do it. So that's not your QR code. Yeah, it is in the corner. Yes. Yeah, press it. Hit it. Tap it. There you go. Show me your QR codes, everybody. For the rest of the conference, what I want you to do is to connect with people two ways, through LinkedIn and through business cards. Because with LinkedIn, you're connected with people forever. If you connect business cards, and you know agents are guilty of this, you change brokerages, you change emails, and you lose your connection. Same thing with your buyers and sellers. They're changing their information constantly. But what's the first thing people do on social media when they make a career switch? They update their social media profile. So what you can do with your QR code is that you can actually, I'm going to come off stage. Well, am I going to jump off stage? I think I am. And then I'm going to somehow, well, I wasn't coming after you. Goodness gracious. Let's see if we can make this work. All right, here goes. I'm going to jump. Pray for me. All right, I made it. All right. All right, yeah. I didn't fall and break myself. So, sir, your name?
Michael.
Michael. Let's say I've met Michael. So everyone say hi to Michael.
Hi, Michael.
Hey, Michael. So we're in the exhibition hall, and I'm like, hey, Michael, let's connect on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is Michael's got his QR code up, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to click scan on my phone. What it's going to do is I can just walk up to Michael's QR code, hold my camera right over his QR code, and it'll show up. Now, why didn't yours show up? It's making a liar out of me. Here, why don't you, and then if you have a problem, you switch to scan, and by clicking scan, and then I'm going to bring in.
Scan yours?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah.
Is that doing it?
No, you don't have to hold it. I think my phone's goofing up. Don't tap it. Goodness. Just hold it. It popped up, Michael. See? There you go. So that's as easy. Well, yeah, hit connect and you'll connect. And it's easy as that as far as making those connections through LinkedIn. So connect through the conference and make it happen. Now, here's the odd thing. How's Burton going to make it back on stage? Oh, look at that. There's a curtain. And there's stairs. And voila, I am back. All right. So during my presentations, I love playing a game called Myth or Fact. So what I do is I will throw up a question. I'll show a photo. I'll ask if it's a myth or fact. And then you'll have to answer the question. You ready? All right, myth or fact. Ken and Barbie's relationship started March 11th, 1961. Is that a myth or is that a fact? Yell it out. Say it. Fact. You are absolutely correct. Ken was created for the sole purpose of being Barbie's boyfriend. And he was released March 11th, 1961. I'm dating myself, right? So let's talk about a social media calendar. What is a social media calendar? Simply put, it is a scheduling system that you create so that you understand what type of post you're going to make for a specific period. So for example, there's a major holiday coming up, correct? And what is that holiday? I was hoping somebody was going to say Christmas, right? Like you were listening to Mariah Carey too much, and you probably started with All I Want for Christmas Is You, November 1st. Now, I'm sorry to tell you people, Thanksgiving comes before Christmas. And quit listening to Mariah Carey until after Thanksgiving. Amen. But, what'd you say? Someone said Halloween. What, is that a major holiday? Oh, during Halloween. Before Halloween. Yeah, that's horrible, isn't it? That's right. So with your social media calendar, you have to plan one because there is so many different types of content that you can put on all of your social media platforms. For example, you can have video post. You can have just a plain old text post. Maybe you want to cheat and use your Insta Reels post on another social media platform. That's the whole purpose of your calendar because you want to be able to free yourself and you want to be able that you are posting the appropriate content on your social media channels. Because video is king. You can't go wrong with video on social media. But for any of you out there that have put together an Insta Reel or a TikTok video, it takes a lot of time. Am I right? It's not like you can just snap a photo and then post it without a social media calendar. You have to go through and create that reel, create that TikTok video, and that can take 10 minutes. But if you do it in advance, or if you plan the type of content that you're going to post on a specific day, then you don't have to worry about that stuff. So when you include a calendar or create a calendar, you should think about the following things. When are you going to publish your video, and what time are you going to publish your video or picture or social media post? What platform are you going to post on a specific day? For example, if you're a LinkedIn user, you're not posting on the weekend. So why would you even try to make an effort to post on LinkedIn on the weekends? Because it's still considered the business network, even though they've reached 1 billion people now. Also, what type of format are you using? Are you going to post a video to YouTube? Is that your day? For me, it's Wednesday when I schedule my YouTube videos to go out. If I'm sharing content on social media from our company blog or my personal blog, that's on Tuesdays. So you kind of get the idea of getting it planned out so that you can get back to doing what you do best. And that is helping people purchase their dream homes and helping people sell their existing homes, right? Because if you don't do it, it's going to be a job. Other things that you have to consider is hashtags. What type of hashtags are you going to use with your social media post whenever you post it? And then you can choose to do location tabs, like if you ate at a restaurant or you were shopping at a local mom and pop business, but that's optional. But you have to include a lot of these things in order to create a good, informative, and engaging social media post. Because if you try to do it on the fly, you're going to forget stuff. For example, I'm notorious at forgetting to put hashtags in my social media post. Horrible. And what's so bad about it, people? I actually have my hashtag saved on my iPhone in the notes section, but I always forget. But if I schedule it out, it's always going to be there. So keep that in mind. Next, what are your goals? What are you trying to achieve with social media? I know the end game is trying to make more money, correct? Why else would you be on social media? I know that's why I get on social media, because again, I hate it. It's a necessity. I want to build my brand. And what is your goal? For me, social media is more about building a brand so that when it comes to people wanting to either find a technology speaker, or if they want to find someone to appear on TV, or they want to have someone to come and fix their computer and they can call my company. For me, it's more about branding. It's creating a brand, letting people know that I exist. I also utilize my social media to be informative. There's all sorts of computer issues out there, correct? Wouldn't it be awesome to be connected with somebody who knows when the latest trends are coming out, knows when there's a virus or a scam alert that's going around? It would be awesome, and that's my goal. But you have to think about your goals. Now, I know marketing is like tops in those paper tags that are there, but the way you have to market on social media is to market without marketing, creating relationships again. Because if you're posting videos of your latest home in your inventory, or that you won some real estate award, people really don't care. And I hate to break it to you, but people just don't care about your real estate business. What they care about are people who are able to help solve pain points. So I want you to consider that when you're thinking about why you are on social media. Yes, you want to market. Yes, you want to grow your business. Maybe you've got a blog that you want to showcase. You can put it out there on social media, but your ultimate goal, again, is to create strong relationships with your buyers and sellers and other customers that you work with. Now, why should I use a social media calendar? And I think I addressed this, and I'm not going to sing this song, but one of the reasons is time. Remember Culture Club back in the day? Time, oh, give me time. And I am not going to sing that song because I do not sound like Boy George, right? But it's all about time. Do you have time to do it? And I think that's the reason many of you aren't posting to social media. It's time. It is painstakingly hard to find a few minutes to put together a reel or to even come up with content that you're going to share. So time is the biggest reason why you should create a social media so that you can free yourself up. go out there and make money and meet people and come to NAR conferences to hang out and go to happy hours with your real estate colleagues, correct? Because if you don't have a calendar, that's like less time. You're like, oh my gosh, I can't go to this happy hour because I got to post on social media. You don't want that. But anyway, there's so many social media platforms that you have to work with. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter, we've got, I forgot the rest of them. LinkedIn, I'm joking, I knew. Threads, you got Snapchat, you got TikTok, you've got so many platforms out there. And one of the things that you want to do with social media is to make sure that you're cross-posting your content. I've got to ask, how many of you out there know of a real estate professional who has lost access to one of their social media accounts because it was hacked? And the challenge is that if you use only one social media platform, your goose is cooked. Or I should say, since Thanksgiving's coming up, your turkey's cooked. Because if you're only using one platform and you lose access to it, you have to start from scratch all over again. I have so many followers on social media, I would honestly go hang myself in the basement if I lost access to one of my accounts. Like LinkedIn, for example, I'm on the verge of having 20,000 connections on LinkedIn. If I lost my account, I would be done. And true story, and I'm going to say this the right way because people freaked out when I lied and said, hey, I'm a felon. Oh my God, what are you doing on stage? I'm like, no, I'm a Facebook felon because I got thrown into Facebook jail because of a meme that I shared. And my Facebook access was gone for 23 days. I wasn't able to boost posts, which I don't do. I wasn't able to post on any of the social media accounts. I couldn't do reels. I couldn't do stories. I could not do anything. I couldn't even post from our company accounts. And luckily, I have branding on other social media channels, so then I didn't really miss a beat. And I want you to consider that when it comes to creating a 30-day social media calendar and beyond. Other things, you want to do your social media now. You want to start now as far as your campaign and your calendar is concerned. Because most of us are like, man, I just really don't want to post to social media. I'd rather do it later. But you want to do it now because consistency is key when it comes to social media. You have to be consistent because if you're posting maybe once every couple of months, your followers aren't going to see it because of the way the algorithm works. The more you're posting, the more the algorithm on social media platforms are making it think that you are active and that people are actually following your content. So you definitely want to set up a social media calendar so that you're getting those posts out now. Show of hands, and I'm going to be so upset. I may jump off the stage again if I don't hear the answer I want. How many of you have posted on any of the social media platforms that you are here at NAR Next? Or if you're virtually, how many of you have posted online that you're hanging out at NAR? Or not hanging out, but virtually hanging out at NAR. You've got to do it now in the heat of the moment while it's fresh, while it's going on. If you wait to do it later, it's never going to happen. And you know I am right. So let's talk about how do you create a social media calendar. And I keep waltzing over to the podium because we've got people at home, and I'm checking the Q&A section to see if anyone's asked any questions. And no one at home has asked any questions, so please ask. So how do you create a social media calendar? There are a ton of ways that you can create a social media calendar. One of the things, some music. Yeah, baby. One of the ways that you can create a social media calendar is to do what I call is to liberate content or to go to different sources to get your social media calendar. So, show of hands, anyone know the website National Today Calendar? No one knows it. Oh, someone said yeah. Well, I excluded you two because I'm like, well, heck, I thought there were going to be more hands up, but good for you. Just shout out, what does National Today Calendar do? Is it National Hamburger Day? Are you serious? Oh my gosh, so did you hear that? Today is National Clean Out Your Refrigerator Day. Sounds stupid, right? But that is an engaging social media post, because one of the things that you can do with the social media calendar is to create a Q&A. How many of you have cleaned out your refrigerator recently? No one has. Gets you thinking, well, maybe I need to clean out that dirty SOB every now and then. Maybe I should just take everything out and do it. But it's Q&A that allows you to get your followers engaged. Any holiday or any event, including birthdays. Anyone send out birthday posts to all their friends on social media? You guys are horrible. I don't see any hands. Oh, now we're seeing some hands. I heard I did. I did. No, you didn't. You're just saying that. Oh, well, good. You can't schedule those necessarily, but that is a good way for content creation for your social media platform. Facebook and LinkedIn offer the abilities for you to create creative birthday greetings in order to help keep engaged with your followers online. If you're at an open house, you post when you're at an open house, and you know when your open houses are going to come up, correct? Why not put it on your social media calendar so that you can showcase that you're showing off a property? If you have something great, like you sold, I don't know, several $1 million worth of homes in a specific period of time, or you were picked real estate agent of the year in your area, those are great ways to get connections connected to you, because everyone loves a hero. And if you're the best, that's great. But you don't want to just work on that being the best. So keep that in mind when you're making your calendar, when you're setting up your calendar, so that you've got the content to post and you can schedule that content out in order to make it happen. Does anyone else know what today is other than National Clean Out Your Refrigerator Day? I'm sorry, what was that? Well, it's Hump Day. I meant more, it's Hump Day. But I meant more specifically as a holiday. But you could use that as a good social media post. So every Wednesday, if it's Hump Day, you can put the old camel on there. Hey, Mike. You know what day this is? It's Hump Day, and it's actually a hashtag too. So I want you to think about that, how you're going to make your social media calendar more effective by filling it up, because that's important, but you want to fill it up with content that is going to get your followers engaged and want to work with you. So we got another myth or fact. Obviously, I love trivia, right? So if you play me a Trivia Pursuit, I'm kicking butt. Just hands down. Oh my gosh. Beth and Rip. Yellowstone fans out there? Look at that. Normally it's mainly women who attach themselves to Beth Dutton because, she's breaking beer bottles over people's heads and all that. But myth or fact? Rip and Beth met as teenagers. Is that a myth or is that a fact? Gosh, it's like resounding fact. And it is a fact. So if you're missing out on the Yellowstone bandwagon, these two crazy kids met back when they were teenagers, when Rip was a runaway on the Dutton Ranch. Now moving on, let's talk about choosing your posting frequency with your calendar. How frequent should you post on social media? Now before I go and have the posting frequencies, I want you to understand that when you're posting on social media, you have the algorithm that you have to deal with it, but I want you to ignore the algorithm. So this is kind of a good structure as far as showing your posting frequency, but I want you not to pay attention too much to the algorithm, because a lot of what you're doing on social media is being seen. And that's what you want to do. You want to show up. That's one of the main reasons why you want a calendar, so that you continue to show up every day, just like you do at your brokerage or when you go home in front of your computer, or even when you work with buyers and sellers. You're showing up, and you have to do the same thing on social media. True story. I don't know if you knew this or not, but at least on LinkedIn and some of the other social media platforms that are out there, out of the 1 billion, 2 billion, 100,000 people that are on social media platforms, only 1% of those people are posting content. So if you're just showing up, posting at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, people are seeing your information because you are being active and you are posting. Now, as far as the frequencies are concerned, here are the frequencies which you can get your cameras out and take them And I need to update that slide too, because do you see one of the social media channels that has the wrong name on it? Everyone just saw it, Twitter. Yes, I know I haven't put X in there. I just cannot give up the ghost when it comes to Twitter. But it kind of gives you an idea of the myth that you have to post every day. You don't on social media, but you want to, on most platforms, show up at least 3 times a week as far as posting content on social media. So maybe Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, maybe a Monday, Wednesday, Friday frequency. Now I post every day, and it's just because I take tons of photos, which is awesome. I take video, and I just have enough content that I can post on a regular basis. But for some of you that are struggling with content, you can be rest assured that you don't have to be on all the time, but a calendar can help you show up more if you're scheduling your post out on a regular basis. Do I see a hand?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, what is your question?
Many have both personal and business pages. Is this the same frequency for both?
So the question was business pages and personal pages, and I hear this quite a bit in the real estate space. I'm going to tell you, there shouldn't be a difference on your business page versus your personal page. Because as realtors and real estate professionals, you are your brand. So everything that you're putting out there is helping build relationships. So I know a lot of real estate professionals think, well, if I post it on my business page, that's for my business audience. That's great. But people don't want to get to know your business. They want to get to know and be comfortable with you. True story. My wife insisted we buy a house a few years ago, about 4 years ago. I couldn't tell you to this day who our real estate agent is, and I've never received any kind of communication, nor my wife, from the agent who helped us purchase this home. But if I wanted to refer the guy, how am I going to refer him if I don't know who he is? I don't know he's active. The only thing I know is that this agent was a KW agent. That's it. So when it comes to the frequency on your business pages and on your personal pages, you can follow the same rule. But make sure that you're using the content that is helping build a connection. You don't want to say, well, it's considered a business post versus a personal post. They should all be warm and fuzzy posts that you're putting out on social media in order to help develop those relationships. So hopefully that answers your question. Yes, no, sort of, kind of. Yes. All right. So as far as frequencies, we got another question up front.
How do you deal with a heckler?
A heckler on social media? Block them. Yeah, it's that simple. You can block people and then report the account. Are you having problems with a heckler?
No, I just block them now. But yeah, I used to engage with them, but
Was it me? Because, we just connected on LinkedIn. You blocking me already? What did I do? So the question up front is what do you do if you have a heckler on social media? And the answer is that you simply just block them and be done with them.
I think sometimes though addressing the heckler can show how you handle situations. Like you tell them with kindness, everybody else is reading like, ooh, what are they going to say back to that? You know.
So
they just not scoping the questions. It's very difficult to use the smile or the line, and that's what I found.
they just took over, didn't they? No, you're good. So true story, I'm glad you brought that up because actually I had a Burton Kelso sucks page that was posted on Facebook groups. And I don't know what it is about when you have hate pages, they always draw the devil horns on you and draw the goatee on you and blacken the tooth. So have you ever has anyone had like a I hate you page or someone hates you? It's quite funny. So I handled that situation by actually copying the Facebook page and I put it in my feed just to show that there was a Burton Kelso Sucks website or a Facebook page out there. And people got a kick out of it. Some people got aggressive and like, where's this joker? We're going to handle him and no one's going to talk about our Burton like that. But I got amusement out of it. And sometimes I will bring it up in my social media post as far as the calendars are concerned to say, hey, remember back when 4 years ago there was a Burton Kelso Sucks page? And that gets people really engaged. So you can do like this young lady up here said, and not engage them, but just to show that you've got some idiot following you on social media. So now, choose which social media platforms you're going to use. Now, I am partial towards LinkedIn. Reason being, Facebook, frankly, sucks now. Wouldn't you agree? How many of you are dealing with ads that are popping up and they're sponsored posts, people trying to boost stuff, and it just is overwhelming, really overwhelming, and it just makes the whole experience horrible. I hate getting on Facebook, but a lot of our customers come from Facebook, but a lot come from LinkedIn as well, because it's kind of like the anti-Facebook. And realtors and real estate agents should consider LinkedIn because, did you know, the average median income on LinkedIn is about $70,000 a year as far as earning. Facebook, it's all over the board. Because anybody, like, for example, my brother-in-law, who doesn't have a job, he's on Facebook. He's even on Snapchat. Why would I be trying to market and develop relationships with people that can't buy a home or have chances of having the opportunity to get funding to purchase a home? That's a challenge, isn't it? Someone's gung-ho. Hey, I'm ready to buy a house. Well, that ain't happening. Your credit sucks. And I need to redirect you to somebody who's going to be able to help you out. But realistically, I would say for real estate professionals that you would concentrate, hate to say it, Facebook, Instagram, and probably LinkedIn. Now, if you're a video pro, definitely you can do Insta Reels or you can do TikTok. But one of the things that you have to do is to take a moment and figure out where your core audience is going to be. I know there are some real estate agents who deal with the elderly. For that, I would suggest posting on Nextdoor, because on Nextdoor, you know, people just complain, but you can put helpful home tips on there and get people to engage and build trust with you. Maybe you are trying to go to a younger audience. You're on TikTok, you're on Insta Reels. So you have to do and analyze which industry is going to work best for you and who do you want to reach before you just start posting blindly on all of the social media channels. Now, let's talk about planning your social, how to plan to create your social media content. Now, you're going to laugh. You could always go to AI tools, correct? Anyone using ChatGPT or any of the AI tools to create content from social media? And hopefully you are not just copying verbatim and posting in your social media platforms. Are you joking with me? I'm about to say, what? So the question up here is like, you're not supposed to just copy and paste from text-based AI tools? Heck no, unless you want a lawsuit. Yeah, amen, sister. She's like, exactly. But you can use these tools to get the process started as far as brainstorming and figure out what type of content that you are going to post on social media. Now, I put these channels up here because I consider these the big three. AI just isn't ChatGPT. Sounds like someone fell backstage. But there's other tools like Google's Bard and Bing Chat. Now, the reason I bring up all three and say don't just concentrate on ChatGPT, ChatGPT is a year old, came out in November of last year, and it's grown, but then Google wanted a piece of the action, and then Microsoft, Bing Chat, Microsoft actually funded ChatGPT. So I'll tell you a secret. If you want to be able to use ChatGPT 4.0, you can actually go to Bing Chat because it's already built into Bing Chat. Do you know that? I knew it, right? I'm kind of a know-it-all. But you want to, at least in your social media creation content, want to embrace AI because it's going to help bridge your brain freeze or your brain lock, writer's block, as far as doing those posts. So for example, you can go to Google Bard, which happens to be my favorite, and say, hey, Google. Or actually, let's start back with that prompt. Let's say with your prompt, you would actually type this in. I want you to act as my social media manager. I'm a real estate agent, and I'm based out of the Kansas City, Missouri area. I need you to create 5 Facebook posts that have the proper hashtags that are going to give me content for a week. Within seconds, you will actually have your AI tools generate the content that you can I won't say liberate, but that you can rework and post on your social media channels. But the other reason I'm bringing up these three is because all of these AI tools have different results. Now, if you're using the free version of ChatGPT, the database for that is only limited to January of 2022. That means that the information that's uploaded to ChatGPT, that information is only relevant up to January of 2022. So if you're wanting to include market stats or facts, ChatGPT is not going to know. Now, if you purchase ChatGPT 4.0, it has access not only to that limited database, but it also has access to the World Wide Web. Now, with Google being a global internet giant, its AI tool, Bard, has access to the entire internet. And Bard will actually allow you to have 3 different drafts. So when you create a prompt, for example, another prompt, I need you to act as my social media manager. This time, I need you to create ideas for Instagram or IG. Show me some examples that I can put out. I'm a real estate agent based out of the Tucson, Arizona area, and I want to be able to grow my brand on Instagram. And that's an actual prompt. Put it in there, it's going to spit out the results and help you in that process of creating your 30-day and beyond social media calendar. So take advantage of those AI tools and make sure that you are using them to help you brainstorm content. It's free, unless you get ChatGPT 4. It's easy to use. You can, and the other good thing about at least ChatGPT and Bing Chat, there's an app for that. You can actually just download ChatGPT to your smartphone. Same thing with Bing Chat. Bring it up and just vocally say what type of prompts you want to put in order to create your social media content. Pretty incredible, right? Rather than sitting there and going, oh my gosh, what am I going to say today? How am I going to create my calendar? Because I understand most of you as agents probably get your favorite beverage on Sunday nights, and then obviously you're creating content. But obviously, if you're drinking adult beverages and you're trying to think of this stuff, your content's going to be pretty darn wacky throughout the process. So utilize AI, and it's not that hard. If you are looking for social media prompts, at the end of the presentation, I've got a ton of prompts. Just need to email me and say, hey, Burton, send me that chat prompt cheat sheet, and I'll email it to you, and it's got different prompts set up for marketing, social media posts, blog posts, and other things that you can use ChatGPT and other AI tools for. Also, if you just want images that you can create for your social media calendar, you can use tools like Canva. I know everyone in here is using Canva, correct? Free or paid? I'm just curious. Everyone's like paid. Free. I use free. I had someone chastise me on stage one time. Any true marketer is not going to use the free version of Canva. I got kind of upset. I almost jumped off stage and came after the guy. But so repeat that question again.
Have you looked at Canva Paid lately? It's got all of the AI built in.
So the question is, have I looked at Canva AI lately?
No, Canva Paid.
Or sorry, Canva paid version because of all the AI tools in there. What do you think? Yeah, of course I looked at it. I'm still not paying for it, because there's other tools that you can use. For example, in Canva, they've got the BG remover, right? That's part of the paid subscription. There is a free website. You can actually type in Adobe background remover, and you just upload your photo, and it'll do it for free. So that's one of the reasons why I don't pay for Canva. So anyway, there's Dolly and there's Midjourney that allows you to create AI images. So utilize those tools in order to fill up your social media calendar. And then let's say you have video. There's an AI site called Video, just like it shows on the screen, and it will take those long form videos and it will actually break those videos down to different time limits or different snippets that you could use as part of your social media calendar for Instagram, for Facebook, for LinkedIn, for all of those social media channels. Well, hold on. So the comment up here is that's free. You can do 75 minutes worth of video for free every month. They do have a paid account for video, but if you use the free one, you've got 75 minutes worth of video, which is a lot of time. So let's talk about AI prompts. And the good prompt, I want you to analyze it real quick because it's actually a kid's movie. So a bad AI prompt would be, hey, write me a short poem about a giraffe. That would be like, hey, write me a post for Facebook. It's like a person. The more information you give it, it's going to be able to give you good feedback. Now look at the good prompt. Goes into more detail, but what movie is that? I think someone said it. So the answer that was shouted from the audience is Madagascar. And that is absolutely right. But when you're doing your AI prompts, make sure that you're taking your sweet time creating prompts with as much information as you can in order to help you build that content for your calendar. Now, there's also cheat tools that you can download online, other than the ones that you can get from me. You can download prompts for both AI art and AI text. And you have to know the specific words to put in to get the type of content that you want. Is there a favorite that I have? No. Because everyone has different tastes when it comes to websites. So check those out, and hopefully they'll fulfill your needs as far as creating prompts for your social media calendar. Now, let's talk about social media planners, because you've got to have your software, or you have to have your calendar that you can use in order to start building your calendar. So first and foremost, that's supposed to be an Excel spreadsheet. The best image I could find. And to be honest, as an IT guy, I know nothing about Excel. Do we have any Excel aficionados out there in the audience? And the reason I put this out here, because people actually use spreadsheets to create stuff. For the life of me, I can't figure out why, but you can definitely put your calendar in an Excel spreadsheet, or someone corrected me during a presentation one day and said, what about Google Sheets? You can use Google Sheets too, but I'm old school. So the Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Publisher, Access, all of those tools are always first of mind. But you can actually use Google Sheets to create a social media calendar as long as it's Excel. But it's going to take a lot of work, right? Because you got to put the days of the week. You got to put what type of content you're going to share. So for me, it's a waste of time. Google Calendar, and if it's free, it's me. You can set your social media post in Google Calendar. You can allow Google to create alerts or tasks that will pop up to alert you of when you need to post whatever content to social media and when you're going to post it. And I think for most real estate professionals, it's easy to use Google Calendar or even an Excel spreadsheet because these are tools that you already have access to. You don't have to do anything special to make these work. They're there. You're already using it. Why not take advantage of those tools that you already have at your disposal? But there's more advanced tools like Loomly, which is the sole purpose of Loomly is to create a social media calendar. You pay your subscription, you go into Loomly, and you start adding in things that are going to make your 30-day social media calendar. Don't have anything to worry about, anything special. That's the whole purpose of Loomly as far as setting up your calendar. Also the case is with HubSpot. HubSpot has an awesome CRM, but it's also got a social media calendar in it. Now, as far as a calendar is concerned, I want you to understand that from a calendar, on some of these tools, I think HubSpot, you can actually have it post to your favorite social media calendar or social media platform. But I want to talk about that in a little bit when we talk about actual scheduling tools. But just as far as your calendar is concerned, I want to show these tools so that you understand what calendars that you can use at your disposal. There's also a tool called Plannable. Plannable allows you to do the same thing. You've got a calendar that's specifically built for social media. You can tell it which platforms you want to plan events for and just add content into your social media calendar so that when you look at Plannable, you'll be able to say, okay, well, today I'm supposed to post about XYZ. Now, as far as scheduling, which is my favorite part, because again, for me, I can come up with the content pretty much off the fly. What I need sometimes, if I'm laying awake in bed at 3 in the morning, scrolling through social media posts, because you know how that awesome blue light is hitting your face and it's preventing you from getting sleep anyway, why not go ahead and schedule posts to go out on social media? So here are the tools that you can use. Meta Business Suite. Now, Meta Business Suite is normally used to check out your algorithm and see what your statistics are with your Instagram and with your Facebook account. I never look at those. My sole purpose with the Meta Business Suite, which is available on the Meta Business Suite website, and there is an app for Android and Apple devices that allow you to utilize the Meta Business Suite to post not only to Facebook, but it will also post to Instagram. And it doesn't matter what type of content you have. It can be a video. It can be a plain post. It can be a photograph that you liberated from LinkedIn that's inspirational. It can also be whatever you want to post on Meta with Facebook and Instagram. It will do it for you, and it will go out 3 months, out 3 months as far as planning content. So at least you could use the Meta Business Suite for your Instagram and Facebook account to make sure that you have content that is going out 3 months. So that means that you can put your Happy Thanksgiving post and your Merry Christmas and Happy Kwanzaa and have we reached, oh goodness gracious, I forget what other holidays. If you're from Canada, there's Boxing Day that you can put on there. So there's all sorts of holidays that you can plan out in advance. So that way that's one day that you don't have to have or you can not worry about content. If you're looking for just filler from National Day calendar, like if you wanted to put on there, hey, it's National Clean Out Your Refrigerator Day, you can put that post on there. If there are any other holidays, any other events that you know that you want to schedule out, the Meta Business tool allows you to do it. The other one is LinkedIn has a scheduler tool built into that. Did anyone know that? That you can schedule your post in LinkedIn? You can do it from the LinkedIn website, and you can actually do it from the app as well. And it allows you to go out 90 days in advance as well, just like Facebook. And the good thing about the LinkedIn scheduler, unlike Meta Business Suite, now keep in mind with the Meta Business Suite, you can only schedule out your professional pages. With LinkedIn, you can schedule out your personal posts and you can schedule out your business page posts as well. So keep that in mind because obviously you need to be active on both. Now, I'm going to show these other scheduling tools that you can use, and then we'll discuss why I don't recommend that you do it. So there's repurpose.io, and it's a paid site where you can repurpose content for sites. So the way repurpose works is if you're one of those cross posters on social media, meaning that if you post to multiple platforms, repurpose will actually modify your content, and it's using AI, so that it is the appropriate post for your social media channels. So for example, let's say you have what you think is an awesome post that you're going to put on Facebook. And then you're like, well, I want to repurpose that for LinkedIn. I want it to go on Instagram. Repurpose.io will actually take that content and make it work for the appropriate post for your social media channels. There's also Buffer. I know everyone's familiar with Buffer. Also Hootsuite. Oh, sorry, Canva. I got ahead of myself, right?
What was the repurpose one? I'm sorry, what was the name of that?
Repurpose.io. You want to screenshot it real quick?
Right, and take photos.
Yeah, take photos, screenshot it. So Repurpose.io, Buffer, Canva. Let's go through the list. Hootsuite. There's more. MailChimp and Constant Contact can post to your social media channels. Did you know that? You can schedule them out. And then Sprout Social also will allow you to post content scheduled out to go to your social media channels. And you're probably wondering why I am flipping through these so quickly. The reason being, with social media, you have to be careful when you're posting content from a third-party app. When you are using organic apps like the Meta Business Tool, it's Facebook allowing you to schedule your posts to go to Instagram and LinkedIn. So when you schedule it, everyone's going to see it. Same thing with LinkedIn. If you were to use the LinkedIn scheduler, your whole network will see what you post. When you use third-party tools, like the ones I talked about, Sprout Social, MailChimp, Hootsuite, Canva, Buffer, and even Repurpose.io, those posts are going to be suppressed because social media platforms are selfish. They don't want you using any outside source to post content. So you have to be careful and decide if it's really worth it using a scheduling tool to send out your post, or is it better just to have a social media calendar as a reminder for you to organically post your content. And it's up to you. For many of us, it's easier to just schedule it and go, well, at least I'm active. But is it really worth it if you were to use a third-party tool like Buffer or Hootsuite and no one sees what you've posted? Same thing if you're posting out of Canva, the social media. Same thing if you're allowing your blog post or your newsletter to be posted on social media. People will not see that content. So you kind of have to decide what is going to work best for you. Now, I saw another myth or fact coming up. And guys, I swear to God, I think this is the last one. But here we go. Myth or fact? Threads, the social media app that none of you probably know, was created by Meta. By Instagram. Is that a myth or a fact? We haven't heard of it. I love it. Well, I did a pretty good job of that logo, right? But I didn't. It's Threads, and it's Instagram. So the answer is it's a fact that Instagram created Threads. And I'm not encouraging any of you to go on Threads because it's just one more social media channel that you would have to get on. And Threads is supposed to be the killer to Twitter because Elon Musk has done all sorts of crazy with Twitter, renaming it X and doing other things. So just keep that in mind. Now, oops, I hit the back button. I didn't mean to do that. So that's a wrap as far as creating your social media calendar. But the things you want to concentrate when you're building your calendar is the relationship aspect of social media. A lot of the things to give you ideas of what I post are selfies. Selfies, people love selfies. And in fact, I think I offend some people when they're like, can I take that picture? I'm like, get away from me. Back off, Satan. You're not ruining my social media post. So selfies are huge. In fact, if you go to my Burton Kelso Facebook page, you'll see the selfies that I've taken here at NAR. But any photos that show a connection, you've met people, you've got buyers and sellers that are happy that they sold their home or they're purchasing their dream home. With their permission, get them on camera so that you can showcase, number one, that you are a friendly agent, and number two, that you are effective at your job. How about, and we know FSBO, for sell by owner, doesn't work, correct? Show people, it doesn't matter. Show people what they can do to improve their real estate investment as far as land, as far as home. Give people tips what to do. I know there are cooler temperatures in many of the areas that you're coming from. Show me how I'm going to take care of my house for the winter time so that I don't have to do maintenance later on. Yes, ma'am.
Regarding hashtags, is there any advantage to using them across multiple platforms, or do you just do it on one, so it's just like Instagram? Does that make sense?
It does. So the question is, if you use hashtags, does it really matter on the social media platform? And hashtags, and so yes, it matters because specific platforms have specific number of hashtags that you can use. So for example, Instagram, you can have up to 30 hashtags in a post. Whereas on Facebook or LinkedIn, you're limited to 5. And Twitter, you're limited to how many characters you have. So you have to pay attention to the amount of hashtags that you would use in a social media post, because if you use too many on a specific platform, then it will degrade your post. Now, I forget the term they call that, but basically you're put in the boo-boo box and you go to look at how many people looked at your post and you're like, well, golly, no one's seen this, because the algorithm is pushing it down because they don't like you to bend the rules. And if you break the rules, you too will be a Facebook felon like yours truly, and you'll have to deal with the repercussions of that. Other things that I would say that you would probably need to focus on too is just making sure that you are sharing valuable content, like I was saying earlier. That is key as far as building relationships. If you're solving pain points when you're coming up with social media posts, then people are going to want to be near you and use you because you were able to help them solve whatever problem that they have. People love me as an IT professional because I'm sharing little nuggets like the whole LinkedIn QR code. I'm sharing nuggets about the latest cybersecurity breaches and helping people when it comes to computer purchases, right? Because I know agents are always arguing which one's best, Apple or Windows, or as people say, PCs. But I'm here to correct you, they're both PCs, so it's Windows and Apple. But when you solve pain points, when you're able to help people enrich, or you're able to enrich their lives, then it will help you stand out and it will help you get business in your real estate. So there we have it. So that's me, Burton Kelso. We're going to be great friends, I hope. Follow me on all the social media platforms. And if you want that ChatGPT prompt list to help you build prompts that are geared towards specific social media platforms, geared towards blogging, email me at Burton Kelso or Burton at burtonkelso.com. Now, a few more things before we wrapped up. Did I go too fast? I thought it was pretty easy, Burton at burtonkelso.com. But yeah, take a photo. I love that. Power pose. Oh, no problem, yeah. But to wrap up, make sure that you go onto the NAR app. Give me like 100% star ranking, please. Or be honest if you thought I sucked. Let the authorities or the people that be know. So do that within the app, and there's the direction. So, folks, thank you. Are there any other questions before I leave the stage? Yes?
So I know you gave us a lot of content, and we're probably going to be like crazy trying to do all of this. What would be the top 2 social media that you think we should start with? Because I know we're doing a lot, but 2.
I would say probably Instagram. Well, the question is top 2 social media platforms that you would start with. So realistically, I'm going to say the top 3. Facebook, Insta, and LinkedIn are what you need to be on. But you're on them, but are you posting content on a regular basis? So yes, the question was, are you on it? No. You're not on there if you're not posting content on a regular basis. Yes, ma'am. That's a good question. So the question is how important do you think it is to post for Google Business? I think it's fairly important to post to Google Business because obviously, how are people going to find you? They're going to Google you. So if you're posting content on Google Business, that process will pop up in your feed when people are looking for you. And for those of you that, well, show of hands, how many of you are familiar with Google Business? Quite a few. Basically putting your name out there or your brokerage and letting people know that you've got a location or maybe you're virtual. But anything that you can do to showcase yourself as an agent or broker or a real estate professional is important because buyers and sellers are looking for you online. So the more positive information you have, the better. And of course, if you get that negative Google review, how you were the worst real estate agent ever, actually had that happen to an agent. And still, if you type this agent's name in, a post from 12 years ago still comes up and says she's the worst real estate agent ever. So make sure that you are posting the positive content to make sure it oversteps what people are saying about you negatively on Google. Yes, ma'am.
Just real quick, you said something about LinkedIn. Don't post on LinkedIn on the weekends?
So the question is you shouldn't post on LinkedIn. Go ahead, finish.
And how important is LinkedIn? Because you gave the other 2 examples of
LinkedIn is at 1 billion users. That's pretty dang important. So the question is why wouldn't you post on LinkedIn on the weekends? Again, I put the stats up there, but don't let me dictate when you post to social media. The whole goal is to show up. No matter if you're posting at 3 a.m., which you think no one's up, but you'd be surprised how many people are up at 3 a.m. You'd be surprised how many people are posting and looking at content on the weekends on LinkedIn. So keep that in mind. And a couple more questions, and then I've got to vacate the stage. Yes. So the question was, I get more feedback on Facebook than I do LinkedIn. What's wrong with me? Well, are you posting content to LinkedIn? Oh, well, there's the problem. You've got to, as most as you're posting on Facebook, you've got to do the same thing to LinkedIn. In fact, you can cheat. Whatever you post on Facebook, have it go to LinkedIn as well. That way you're not having to recreate content. Last question, yes.
Do you have any tips for the new algorithm for Facebook on how to show up a little bit better?
So the question is do you have any tips to cheat the algorithm on Facebook to show up better? Facebook groups would be my hack as far as getting around the algorithm. Join community groups, not swap shots. Find community groups in your area that you can join and post content. Because when you post in a Facebook group, it's going to trick the algorithm into thinking that the people that comment on your post are actually going towards your actual Facebook post. Also, are you familiar with the tool that allows you to do @followers on Facebook? You can actually do @followers or @everyone on your page, and it will alert everybody because you're tagging everyone who's a follower on your page. So those are the 2 hacks that I would recommend that you use in order to get more engagement. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate the opportunity.